Hello, thank you for stopping by and welcome to the world of guitar playing. This is lesson 6 of my Guitar Lessons for Beginners series, part 1. My name is John Vito. I've been playing guitar for over 50 years and I'm here to help you learn how to play guitar and enjoy your guitar playing journey. So if you haven't looked at the other videos in this series, there's a link above to show you where you might find that whole series. This is lesson 6. We've gone over a couple chords already, and today we're going to go over the third chord for you to learn. Okay, so the third chord is going to be the G chord. G is a very common chord used in guitar playing, probably one of the top 3 or 4 guitar chords used. And I'm trying to teach chords in series of importance and commonality, how often you're going to use that chord, as well as teaching you chords that are easy for beginners. This one, however, is a challenge from the D and the A, which we already went over. Those have fingerings that are close together on the fretboard. And again, we're focusing on chords right now. We're not focusing on the right hand too much. We're focusing on the fretting hand. So the G chord isn't a tight triangle like these chords. It's a widespread triangle of sorts. So let's get going with it. The G chord is played like that. You put your second finger on string 6, which is the top string, on the 3rd fret, which is 1, 2, 3, and that is actually a G note. Then you put your first finger right here on the 2nd fret of the A string, which is string 5, second from the top. So you have, maybe try that first, see if you can get that. And now you're going to take your 3rd finger, this one right here, and put it all the way to the bottom on string 1 on fret 3, as close to this fret this way as possible. So you can actually play the G chord like this. With the bottom 4 strings, that's a G chord. But let's go back and put 2 down here on the top string on 6, fret 3, and then 1 right here on fret 2 of the B string or the 5 string, the A string. So now you have the G chord. So let's take it off and start again. 2, 1, 3. Do that again. 2 on the 3rd fret, 1 on the 2nd fret, 3 down here on the bottom on the E string on the 3rd fret. So what can go wrong with this chord? A lot can go wrong with it. I think the first thing that you're going to run into is if your thumb is not around the back enough and you're trying to do this finger and this finger will be going that way instead of that way. So you want your fingers to be still as close to 90 degrees as possible, because if this finger, the first finger, is bent too much like that, that string, the D string, which is string 4, 3rd from the top, that won't ring. Another issue you may run into is that one slipping off. Again, if you pull the thumb back and again do the U shape with the wrist, you'll get a better angle on the string, so you won't have that problem. The one down on the bottom is probably going to be the hardest one to place because there's such a stretch between the 2nd and 3rd finger. And it may be an odd feeling to have to move that down there. But remember, we're working on muscle memory. So you have to just keep doing these chords. And again, you don't have to, when you get them in place, you don't have to press all the way down just to get them in place. When you play the chord, then you press them down, you can let them relax. Now, what we're going to do is go over the other 2 chords in the G chord. So the other 2 chords with the D chord and the A chord. And in the last lesson, I had you going between them. D, A, D, A. A. And remember, on those chords, we had an anchor finger here with finger 1 on the G string, string 3 on fret 2. And the third finger was on the B string on fret 3 on the D chord. But to go to the A, all you had to do is leave the first finger there, slide finger 3 down 1 fret to 2, and just pull this second finger up to the 4 string on the D string on fret 2. So that was an easy chord change. Why I teach it to you first, because it's very easy to change. But now we're going to a G chord, which is very different from the D and the A chord. Now what we want to do is go from D, with all the strings ringing, to G. And back to D, back to G, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, D, 2, 1, 3, G. Keep doing D to G. Now let's go from D to A. Now A has the advantage of the second and first finger are in this position, 2 on top of 1, and they're kind of at the same angle as the G chord. So from A to G is not as difficult. Again, do it slowly. A, G, A, G. And remember, on the G chord, you can hit all of the strings. You can actually hit all of the strings on the A chord because the E note is in the A chord here. But right now, I'm trying to get you to just learn how to go from chord to chord. A, G, then let's go D to G, D to G. So take it slow. Your fingers are going to hurt, and you're going to get those marks on your fingers. See that? I've been playing for 50 years, and I still get them, but they don't hurt, because I've been playing a lot. So I hope this is helping you out. We're going to take this guitar course slowly. This is just part 1. We're learning some basic chords. I will continue on the basic chords into part 2 for a while. And we're going to start learning some other things about guitar playing, right hand techniques and rhythm and strumming techniques. But right now we're just focusing on learning your chords so that you become comfortable with them. And again, it's best to practice them a few times a day for a short amount of time than sit down for an hour and a half and try to just keep doing them. You're going to go through some periods of frustration, especially here, maybe going from the D to the G, because it's so different. But once you get that, we can move on to the next combination of chords, and you'll enjoy your guitar journey. Thanks for stopping in. Bye-bye.